Hi, my name is Alejandro Gradilla. I am a case manager for the Division of Unaccompanied Children's Services. So the majority of the kids that we work with are ages 7 to 11 would be the mean. And what we have discovered is that a lot of the kids are being brought to the United States and their journeys are being planned and funded by their parents. Sometimes it's a big risk if the parents go to get these kids because there's a good chance that they all get detained and sent back, so that's why they paid a guide to take the risk for them. These guides are paid a good amount of money for them to cross the child into the US. Some of the kids that do not come accompanied, they'll come on the trains in the Beast or the train that runs from all of Latin America and ends up in Playa Norte or Piedras Negras. Those are the two main entries where a lot of our kids come through. It's Piedras Negras, Mexico, and then Reynosa, Mexico. The majority of the children are coming from Central America, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and we have children that are also coming from Mexico. Crossing the border, they get detained right away. Some of the point of entries have been different from Texas, Arizona. So these kids, once they're being detained in the border, they get assessed by immigration officers to see if they were coming to the US to be reunited with a family member or if they had somebody that can be sponsoring them. Because of their ages, they're not allowed to stay in the shelters. So they have 72 hours to release the child into foster care. The majority of the time, they'll be flown in from Texas or they'll get flown in from Arizona. They'll come into Michigan. I'll be the one picking them up from the airport. I'll do the initial intake. I'll take them to the foster home. When they get here with me, the first time they're so scared, they're afraid, they don't know whether or not to trust me. My job is to find their parents, because usually these kids come to the United States to be reunited with their parents. Many times they haven't seen them for a very long time. I work with the biological parents or anybody that's willing to sponsor the child to work on the reunification process, filling in the paperwork, doing the fingerprints. Normally this process takes 30 days. At the time that I'm working with the child's parents or sponsor, the child stays in the foster home. When I hear that I'm getting a 1-year-old and a 6-month-old, it's kind of weird for me because I'm not used to them. So I remember telling my supervisor, it's gonna be okay, I'm just gonna put down a blanket. Normally that's what I do, I'll put down a blanket, they'll play Jenga, or they'll play with toys while I do some work. And she looked at me like, you're not gonna get any work done with a 1-year-old toddler in your office. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot, I brought him in, sure enough, I didn't get any work done. The little toddler was running around, slamming drawers. Then he had to have his diaper changed. I don't have that particular training, and I don't think I want to take those training hours, to be honest with you. I'm not ready for that yet. But yeah, working with toddlers has been a very interesting, and it's been very fun too. The best part is that particular moment when you're releasing the child to the sponsor or to her mom. They get nervous and they ask, how do you think it's going to be? And I explain it to them. I go, well, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see your mom is going to see you. The first thing you're going to do, you guys are going to start running towards each other. You're going to hug each other. You're going to start crying. You're going to hold each other for quite some time. They're going to release you. You guys are going to wipe your tears from your face. You're going to look at me. And I'm just gonna look back at you and I'm just gonna smile, and then I'm gonna say hi to your mom, fill out the paperwork, and then release you to your mom. And of course they're like, no, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna run. And sure enough, it always happens. As soon as they see their mom or as soon as their mom sees them, they start running towards each other. And the whole process happens the way that I explained it, and then after that happens, I tell them, so what did I tell you? That it was gonna happen, right? And they just laugh, and they're like, yeah. And so, sometimes I wish that my colleagues, my co-workers, and the foster parents, the people that I work with, can experience that, and so they can see what I'm talking about. And it's a very warm feeling to do that. And I think that is the best part for me.